welcome to Hadassah's Cup. This is a channel where we will be talking about herbalism, identity, what it means to be Afro-Indigenous, anything that revolves around herbalism in our wombs and just how to be healthier. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's segment. So I will introduce myself and then I'm going to go into a little bit about how to begin your journey as an herbalist. So my name is Amber. I am a wife, I am a mother, I am a herbalist, I am a teacher, I am a homeschooling mama. I also am a student in pursuing becoming a holistic nutritionist for women's health. What inspired me on this journey really was just seeing how my gut, I have IBS, I deal with a lot of gut issues, inflammation issues. I had gone to the doctors for like 3 years. Actually going back to high school, like a long time ago. They said I got allergy tested. They said that I was allergic to nuts, gluten, and tofu. So I didn't really take that seriously. I just kind of was like, okay, like I'm fine. Like when I eat nuts, I don't, my throat doesn't close up or anything. But I see over time, my stomach became weaker and weaker to where I could not handle just a handful of trail mix. I couldn't eat a lot of our breads, which if you don't know, the food here in America is really not the best. It's super processed. It's pumped with all types of ingredients that are not great for you. Our bread, our wheat is even different from that in Europe, Africa. It's like, we just don't have the best. So fast forward to this journey over this past year, I really started to learn about what foods to take out of my diet. My family is pretty much dairy-free, gluten-free anyway. They are meat eaters. I will tend to eat meat a couple days a week, and if I eat it, it's usually with my dinner meal. But for the most part, I'm plant-based. Morning, breakfast, lunch, snacks are, I eat more so for nutrition rather than flavor, which I had to adjust my palate to. And as far as herbalism, I have always loved herbalism. I grew up with herbs. My mom, if you don't know me, if you're new, well, obviously everyone's new to this channel because I'm just starting it up. I come from Puerto Rican Taino descent. My mother is Puerto Rican, Taino, and Filipino. My father is African American, and there's also all kinds of mixtures over there: Jamaican, Native American, Irish, Mexican. But in a nutshell, what I identify as Afro-Latina, Indigenous, because essentially that's what I am. So growing up with my mom, I don't really remember her taking me to the doctor a lot or the dentist, which I'm not sure is a great thing. However, we got by. She nursed me at home with lots of herbs, teas, and also conventional medicine, over-the-counter medicine. But yeah, we used what we had, and I just continued to follow my love and my knowledge in that and grow. Took workshops here and there, had great herbalist teachers. Shout out to Montague if he happens to see this video, my first herbal teacher. And I also took many classes on Herbal Academy online, and I'm going to go into some of the books and what I learned there as well. They are not sponsoring this video, however, I have to give them a shout out because they are really, foundational in my understanding of herbalism. So I'm going to talk about, Afro-Indigenous, Afro-Latina. You're gonna hear a lot about that on this channel because that's just me. That's who I am. A lot of what I talk about is gonna go back to my Afro-Indigenous roots. I am a believer of Yeshua, so also you're gonna hear me talk about God, and that's just what it is on this channel. If this is what you like, you're welcome to stay. I hope you stay. There's gonna be a lot of good topics here. I hope to bring on some guest speakers. But if this isn't for you, then I'm sure there are many channels out there that will suit you well. I want to go into some of the books. So if you are just getting started as an herbalist, I recommend this book. It is Essential Oils of the Bible. This goes into the oils, and if you are a Bible nerd like me, and you love history and you want to know what they were making back in the Bible, this is good for you. Now this is my go-to guide for a lot. This is the Modern Herbal Dispensatory, a medicine making guide. I'm pretty sure you can get this on Amazon. I believe I got this like years ago at Barnes & Noble. But as you see, I have it's my notes, okay? This is great because it goes into single herbs uses and their properties. It's just a great quick reference guide for herbs if you're forgetting okay, I want to put together an herbal tea for my menstrual. What are some quick herbs that I have, and you forgot exactly what the properties are or what they're doing, like if it's an emmenagogue, a diuretic, it has that here. So cardamom, it has the Latin name, it acts as a carminative, a digestive, and then it has the warnings, energetics, properties, sources, and then where you can also order from, which is great. You can order a lot of your herbs, like in here, from Stony Mountain Botanicals, bulk herb stores, Mountain Rose Herb. I'm pretty sure that's where a lot of herbalists get their herbs if you're not growing them. Also, I mentioned Herbal Academy. You can go to Herbal Academy online, and they have tiers. They have affordable classes, and then they have extensive programs. So they have classes as low as like $30 to $40, $50, $60, and then extensive classes where you're getting your certifications through for beginners, intermediate, and then like business owners. And those range, you could check their website out. But if you were like me and you didn't have the money, like $1,000 to get your certification, but you want to continue herbal knowledge, start off slow, and over time, and as you practice and you create, you will be accredited. You are living, breathing, becoming an herbalist. As I said, I am a mother. I have 4 children. So, in the early stages, actually not this year, we actually did really great, but the early stages, somebody was always getting sick. And then when one kid is sick, the other kid is sick and coughing and sneezing. So it's great to have your own apothecary setup where you have your own tinctures and teas pre-made on what to do. And then also being knowledgeable on your child when they have that fever. Like, okay, when should I be worried? When should I be okay? When your child's fever gets to 100.3 for 3 consecutive days, that's when you should be worried. And those are the kinds of things that this program or class that they have online talks about. And it goes through safety dosages of tinctures and teas, how to measure it by grams and weight. So things like that, things that you don't really think about, because when you get an over-counter medicine, it tells you, take 5 millimeters based on the child's weight or age. With herbs, if you're a beginner, you're like, I have no idea. You're afraid, you don't want to accidentally overdose your child, which you can't really, but there are herbs that you don't want to give your child according to their age. So that class is really great. It is, I want to say, it's like Herbal Kit for Parents or something like that. You can check it out. But when I signed up, I also got this ebook, and I just went ahead and printed it out. So this is talking about putting together an herbal first aid kit. They give you 3 herbs to start with, and they give you information on how to make a tincture. Lavender, yarrow, calendula. Those are going to be the great top herbs that you use in your household. Marshmallow, we use a lot of marshmallow I have marshmallow root and tinctures because it really helps soothe the gut. For, you know, someone like me who deals with flare-ups, children, if they're having a tummy ache, marshmallow is a nice, safe, relaxing, soothing herb because it just soothes that tummy. And then last but not least, actually, this I highly recommend. I think you can purchase this separately from a class on their website. I'll show you the title in a minute, but this is great because you can formulate, it has a space for you to formulate your herbs that you put together. So if, say, you are putting together a tea for your child or a tea for yourself, for your menstrual, like me, you can write down the formulations. Your notes are all right here, so you're not guessing, like, what was that tea I put together last month? You know where it is because it's right here. And then you can put your notes. How did it, feedback? How did it feel? How many grams? Things like that. Also, it talks about astringent herbs, bitter herbs. It has them listed, so it's a quick reference guide as well, which is, I love this book. And it's the Formulary Notebook by Herbal Academy. So they have a lot of goodies on that website. And if you're just getting started, I highly recommend them. Check them out. So that's what I would say. If you are becoming an herbalist, you're wondering, how do I get on this path? You've read books, but you don't really know how to study them. I would say take a class. They're going to give you some herbs, some ideas, and just start making it. Follow the rules of making that tincture. You want to make sure you have your formulations correct. And just start buying your herbs. What I started doing was, I have an apothecary set up. I'll probably show you here in a minute. I buy an herb in bulk, and then I teach myself about it. Once I know about that herb, I buy another herb in bulk, teach myself about that. And then you're building up your knowledge as you're building up your apothecary. Same with the tinctures. And then once you know the energetics of these herbs and what they do, how they affect your body, their adaptogen, estrogen, and the terminology too, then you know how you can formulate a tea or a tincture synchronistically. So you can see, like, oh, cramp bark, this might be good for me on the onset of my cycle, excuse me, or leading up to my cycle. And then you have nettles, which is really great for women because, well, it's great for everybody, but especially those who have a cycle still, because you're replenishing the iron that you're essentially losing when you shed your menstrual, when you're on your bleed. So yeah, let me take you into my room and I will show you my apothecary really quick. And then I have some footage of me going to this mixed garden and grabbing some of my herbs here in the back. They're my little friends. So, okay, let's head over there. Hello, beautiful people. Okay, so we're going to go into Nick's garden. I'm going to find some sage that I want to plant for my porch. And I'm also going to use that for my medicinal products, because what I put in my products, I want to be able to grow these things myself, these herbs myself, instead of having to buy them from other sources. Even though I know where I'm getting them from are sound and ethically sourced, it's just nothing like being able to, plant and harvest your own things. So let's go. Okay, I just got the mint. I'm so excited because this right here is the medicine. This is the sage, the white sage. So they have all kinds of different species of sage. They're all great, but I find my personal favorite when making medicine, herbal teas, tinctures, anything, the white sage is the most potent, and it's just you can't go wrong with white sage. This is what they also use for the smudging, I just love to use the white sage for the teas, the herbal oils, the things like that. So I'm so excited to find this a beautiful pot to put in and to water it and nurture it and, you know, take from it when I need the medicine. So grateful. Thank you, Lord, for this. And let's go make some tea. Okay, before I show you my apothecary, I wanted to show you my friends. Here they are. Okay, so this, I have no idea, but I got this from a Apache Vision Quest that I helped put together like 13 years ago, and I kept the seeds. They gave us seeds as a gift, and so I'm just kind of seeing what's growing here, but I don't like the label rubbed off, so I have no idea, but it's a surprise. Here, I don't know either. Here I have some French lavender growing. I'm excited about that. I have cucumbers, my beautiful sage that you saw from my video at Nick's garden. And then I have, what is this? Basil. I have some basil. I also have some mint and some basil growing in my living room as well. But let's go into my room. All right, lovely people. Here's some raw footage of my little apothecary in my section of my room. This is a cleansing kit for any parasites. I highly suggest that if you are dealing with IBS or, well, you know, consult with your doctor first, but if you're dealing with gut issues, maintenance with cleansing out your gut really helps at least once a year. Here's my little basket when I go to the farmer's market. These are just tinctures, guys. This is to pound up the herbs when you want to get it really nice and fine for a tea. Just body oils, lotions, things like that. I keep some of my herbal books here as a quick reference guide when I'm putting together something quickly for myself, for my child, a family member. And then, yeah, like, here's just some of my herbs. Try to keep them all labeled. I know it's tempting as an herbalist to be like, oh, I'll remember what that is, but definitely work on, you know, keeping these labeled, because you will forget. Ask me how I know. But yeah, so you know, nettle, elderberry, this is what I'm talking about. You start with one, add on up as you teach yourself about them. Dandelion. So on this channel, we're going to be talking a little bit more about these herbs and what they do. I also can't wait to talk about women and our menstrual cycle and give some nutritional feedback, insight on how to take care of yourself. All right, thank you for stopping by at my channel. You know, it's nothing too fancy over here, but lots of information, lots of love, passion, and I cannot wait to go on this journey with you guys, and hopefully I will have some great guests on the channel. All right, like, subscribe, share, stay with me through this content journey, and also let me know, how did you begin your herbalism journey? Did you, like, where are you from? Where are your people from? Was herbalism always in your family, or did you just start? Yeah, let me know. All right, bye.